SLAPAFISH community, and welcome back to another World Tanks console video. So in this video, I'm going to be driving the Foch 155, and yes, you've seen the title correctly. The Foch 155 is getting another buff. So why is it getting buffed? Well, every 2 weeks they change 2 tanks, and 2 months after 5,000 battles have been played in the tank, on both tanks, they release an article telling an overview of the tank. It usually takes like a month and a half for them to put the article out to see if they're happy about the changes. So they put the TVP 5051 changes out. I'm not going to talk about it in this video because I'll probably make a separate video about it. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about the AMX 50 Foch 155. Oh, wow, that's the full name. So what did they do last update? The last time they buffed it. Basically, the side armor went from 40 to 46 millimeters, and from both sides. Also, where the tracks are on the side of the armor, it went from 50 to 58. So basically, side armor went from 40 to 46 millimeters armor. They increased the armor by 15%. So now they're saying, like, okay, that was not a good enough buff for the Foch 155. So now they're going to be adding. Basically, they're making the side armor of the Tier 10 Foch 155 as the exact same as the Foch the Tier 9 Foch, basically the Foch. So the side armor is going to go from 46 to 70, and where the track is on the side, from 58 to 80 millimeters of armor. So that's a big upgrade from, if you go to where it was before they upgraded it, from 40 to 70 millimeters, and 46 to 80 millimeters. Also, they're adjusting the gun arc on the smaller gun, like on the stock gun, the 155 millimeter gun, from 6 degrees to the left and 6 degrees to the right, to 10 degrees on the left and to the 10 degrees on the right, to match the fully upgraded gun. So people will also pick the 155. That's basically all the upgrades they're giving the Foch. And these upgrades will happen on Tuesday after the server restarts. So yeah, the Foch 155 is basically getting buffed once again. Now I'm actually gonna go over I'm gonna go over the Foch's stats of this tank. I'm also going to tell you the gun I'm using. I'm using the 120mm gun. It's a 6-shot autoloader. It fires 7.5 rounds per minute. That does 400 damage per shot, which gets a DPM of 3,000 damage. A DPM of 3,000. Its pin on its standard is 257. On its premium, 325. Its accuracy is 0.34, and aim time is 2.3. On the smaller gun, or the 155mm gun, it gets 3 rounds per minute, does 770 damage per shot, which gives it a DPM of 2,310. Its penetration is 293 on its standard, 395 on its premium, accuracy is 0.36, and aim time is 3 seconds. Also, the Foch is actually a pretty fast tank, sure. It goes 50 kilometers forward and 13 backwards. It has an engine to power weight ratio to 17.8, so it can be a very aggressive TD. It also has 1,850 hit points. But at the frontal armor is actually pretty good. It's 180 millimeters, which is pretty slanted. But you also gotta remember about your weak point, the top weak points. On the left side, the long bar is 150 millimeters thick, and on the right side, where it's like a little helmet thing, I would say, is 175 millimeters thick. Also, your lower plate is 100 millimeters thick, but nobody actually really shoots there. They usually shoots the bar on top of your turret, on top of your tank. I'm not going to talk about the side armor because that's getting buff, and the rear armor of this tank, don't ever get hit in the rear armor because it's 40 millimeters thick. So, I use this like an aggressive TD. This tank is very fun to just be aggressive in, as you've seen in this replay right here. So I have 2 shots left, and my debate, okay, I have 2 shots. I'm thinking about what I wanted to do, but I wanted to put shots in the 75 and the 54 lightweight, but the 279 came out. I was like, okay, they're capping my base. Not the 54 lightweight, the Ram Panzer. So I put 1 shot in the light tank and 1 shot in the 75 to reset the base completely. Because I was able to take 1 shot, but neither of those 3 tanks actually fire a shot at me. So that's pretty good. So I got to save my hit points. It's just a fun TD to play with. It can be very aggressive. Like I'm being in this file, like I just said. Also, it can snipe. It can't really snipe that well because it's not that very accurate, especially when the inner clip reload is for the smaller gun at 120 millimeters. The inner clip is 2 seconds, so you need a lot longer to aim. Your aiming time is a lot longer than your inner clip reload. So yeah, you can't fire as soon as you load because your aiming is going to be bad when you're like sniping with this thing. But when you're aggressive, that doesn't really matter. So that's it. Got a victory in this tank. What else do I want to say? Victory. Did a lot of damage. It also went to my hard case contract. We made 20,000 silver. Did 4,489 damage. Also 1,100 assisted and 1,300 block. Ace tanker and a devastator and a defender and a top gun. And we also got top of the leaderboards. Alright guys, that's it for me. If you like this video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll submit SLAPAFISH because why would you not? And peace out. See ya.